Hi, you guys. So, I'm doing a Soul Rebirth Journey for Eileen today, and this is going to be a really interesting session. And I'm going to go ahead and share the goals for this work, which I think the timing as well on the full moon and full lunar eclipse here of July. I think the goals and the alignment of this blood moon energy is really appropriate. So I'm going to go ahead and read Eileen's goals for the session, and then I'm going to be getting started here. So the goals for the session: to align myself with pure unconditional love, to share love with the pieces of myself that are hurting or in pain or scared or confused or lost or need my attention, to develop the strength and courage and patience to create safe and loving spaces for these pieces to reveal themselves, to welcome these pieces home and integrate them into one whole self, to tune into and amplify my own heart's compass and release everyone else's, to share this healing gift with all those who wish to receive it, to share gratitude with Abbey for all the love and healing she has shared with me and all others that are helping me on this journey today. That is so awesome. That is just simply so awesome, Eileen. Gosh, that is so awesome. And what I love about these goals too is right now we're really doing some deep soul cleaning. Everybody on the planet is doing a lot of deep soul cleaning, even myself, and it's a very trying time for some of us through these energy shifts. And so for me to be doing this huge soul wash for you and to keep it open to help all the other souls watching this video, that we could do this as a collective as well. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's like right on time, especially because right now I've been really deeply exploring what is the soul journey and what is it to be a collective consciousness, and it's all integrating. Like the timing for this is spot on, so spot on. So you're awesome, Eileen. Thank you. This is very kind. I love the request so much. Very generous request as well. And I'm going to go ahead and relax here. Get connected with my higher self and spirit guides. I'm just balancing out my energy field. I'm also I'm opening the door of my heart to all of your goals, but also allowing the infinite universe, because my brain is only so much, right? My capacity. So I'm welcoming the infinite universe to help me in the discovery of a way where we could share this with Eileen's amazing soul, and then allow it to move into waves of transformation for all the amazing souls who wish to participate in this energetic gift today. So for all of those watching, we're all, even myself, this is a big collective gift for all of us through healing Eileen's soul, but also welcoming all of our souls to also receive that wave of healing, which is very exciting for me. Okay, so I'm just telling all this to the universe here, and I'm just waiting for inspiration. Okay. There's just a very deep energy, and I'm allowing myself to breathe through it. For all those watching, open your heart to receive this gift of love and transformation today. Eileen, open your heart to receive this gift of love and transformation today. Abbey, open your heart to receive this gift of love and transformation today. All of you, those watching, open your heart to receive this gift of love and transformation today. Lots of breathing going on through this energy shifting experience, which is actually harmonic in its own right, but it's deep, it's very powerful. It's like the essence of creative forces themselves. But there's wisdom in here, like, I mean, it's the wisdom of the ancients, is what it's like. It's very concentrated while also being absolutely at peace. I can't say that it's necessarily peacefulness that I feel as the depth of challenge that souls face when they go through the incarnation journey, and the seriousness of that, while also the reverence of that, the gratitude of that. There's a lot of sacredness, holy energy, reverence energy. There's so much appreciation for your soul, Eileen, for all of the lifetimes that your soul has given as a blessing to all the souls. And for all of those watching, the blessing of your souls, the blessing of Abbey's souls, the blessing of all. So much reverence, so much depth. And that seriousness is natural because it is such a powerful meaning. Such a powerful meaning here in this space. And this space looks like darkness, pure darkness. But the holiness in this darkness is undeniable. I mean, I couldn't fathom a more beautiful light. In this moment is absolutely breathtaking. My higher self spirit guides ask me, Abbey, what do you see in the darkness? And I say, I experience all the souls that choose the challenge, the suffering of incarnation, the suffering of separation. It's all here, but it's the wisdom. These choices of separation create the wisdom itself. So is it pain and suffering, or is it wisdom, enlightenment that I see here in the darkness? And how do you truly see it if everything is dark? You experience it, right? It's something you experience. It's not something you see. It's something you feel. You become expanded by, you become aware of it. And the blessing of it, the reverence of it is just absolutely breathtaking. I'm going into the experience of your soul, Eileen, okay? We're all a part of this, so how I heal you is also healing us as well. This is a little bit of a soul movement going on here. Oh, there's a lot of soul movement going on here, so I'm just stretching it out. Little soully squirms, just stretching it out. Okay, so there's a deep darkness, and I'm gravitating towards what is a structure of some kind. It kind of reminds me of a woman's, belly. There's a belly button, but it's the womanly figure that is her, that part of her body where the hips are and the tummy and the belly button. There's something very beautiful about the curvature as well. It's all black though, and it's in the shadow, and I see I'm going towards the belly button, which is actually like a portal of its own kind. I'm very small. There's an awful knot. The knot is actually twisted this way, which should be counterclockwise. It's twisted tightly counterclockwise. And that twist is really aggravating my throat as well as the back of my head. Very aggravating. And I feel like clenching anger, angry energies, and like a little bit of a shake going on with the anger. So we're just allowing ourselves to continue gravitating forward. Okay. Pretty jammed up here. Oh man. It's like structure. It's like a structure that is built between what would be the belly button region up across the heart, all that emotional gut area, all the way up to the throat region. There's a energy structure here, but there's also one on the shoulders going up the back of the head as well. And just running smack into it. And there's really elegant posture associated with the image, really sitting up straight. But this jam here is preventing true alignment. Is what you sit up straight and it seems like alignment, but it's not true alignment. There's something jammed here in these regions, and then also the back of the head. Just breathing through here. This is a gift of removal of this energetic jam in all of us. Everyone, even for me, Abbey. We all have similar jams. Let's learn more about your jam here, Eileen. It's tightly around the neck. There's something very tight around the neck, and the top of the structure really likes to kind of cling to this location here and then come down. It looks like a tall building almost. It's made out of what looks like wood to me. It's got a like a light brown stain to it. It's pretty looking. Same on the back side. But the anger really wants to throw you down. It really wants to throw you down, but the structure is what is holding you upright. But the anger is actually trying to help you. The anger is actually trying to throw you down so you could break the structure. And through throwing you down and breaking the structure, you can build something totally new, which isn't building a structure at all. It's just allowing yourself to be in the movement of in the flow of the energy. We're not accessing soul fragment pieces at this time. We're simply looking at the energetic balance of your totality, okay? Which is then all the parts of your soul at once, looking at it as a collective oneness, okay? So I have to let anger in here a little bit more intensely. And anger is really wanting to throw you down and break you apart. And it sounds bad, but it's actually a good thing. I feel and experience it as a good thing. But you're very connected. You're very solid with choosing to have a very straight back and cling to the structure as though it is actually the right direction. It is it is correct for me. But there's something about it that's not in balance. There's actually something about it. Boy, is it ever hard to breathe. When in relation to this, the more that we look at it, the more we observe it, the more we analyze it, I feel that there is it's really integrated into these locations, really integrated into these chakra portal areas, energy flow areas. I mean, we're talking like it is like there's posts, like metal posts that go in and then cemented down. So there's no movement. This is not getting removed. This is not going away. This is. You have a great, beautiful heart, by the way. And your heart, your deeper heart is saying, thank you. Thank you for seeing what I've been seeing for so long. I want this to be removed, but it's like anchored in. And it insists it has to be here. And I know it does it, but I cannot get it to be removed. So the heart, beneath the surface of all these anchorings, actually, as one is in the heart, is saying, the deeper essence is saying, thank you. I'm ready to remove this. So what part of you is holding on to it? It's actually interesting because, you know, it's always ego, but this one, it feels like you're doing the right thing. It really does. But somehow, some part of that alignment is actually a resistance from a greater expansion. And the thing is we don't even have a clue. Like we eat right, we exercise, we take our daily walks, but there's still something about this that is preventing. There's still something of a resistance. Like it could be anything, and we wouldn't even know it. We wouldn't even know how to define that was not correct. And so it's the human beings, like our limited understandings about energy flows and the deeper aspects of ourselves calling us to do things differently, that we just don't even know that we don't even hear it, kind of thing. Okay, so still looking. They keep showing me over and over again. This would be on the level of, this isn't necessarily saying that this is you, okay? But it's an idea to try to help me make sense of it, put my finger on it. So you have somebody who is very spiritual and is really wanting to expand, even open their third eye, their psychic abilities. So they're doing everything they can to accomplish this. And they're delving into areas where you're told that the only way, like for instance, veganism or vegetarianism is the only true way to ascension, right? Well, I, Abbey, am a meat eater, so I don't really resonate with that, because I resonate with honoring animals, honoring the soul journey, no matter what that looks like, and welcoming humanity to see the value of love. And I can't change the world, but what I can do is love the world for as it is, and I love myself. So there's some people get very rigid with what they think they have to do. They have to they cannot eat meat. They have to decalcify their pineal gland. They have to do these things in order to truly find their spirituality. And it's like, that's actually keeping you focused on the textbook idea of what it is to be spiritual. You have to follow these rules. It's the same way we've been taught our whole lives. We're kids, we're going to school. You have to do it like this, and the only way. The ABCs, that's it. It has to be like that, and it cannot be any other way. 1, 2, 3. That's the only way it will ever be, is that way. It can't be any other way. It couldn't possibly be any other way. And so we're also developing our spiritual growth by kind of working with the same theme or the same model of education we've been experiencing our whole life. It has to be this way. So we're kind of gravitating towards what does it have to be in order for me to accomplish that? No, it's actually you do it your own way. So I do it my own way, and I encourage people to do it their own way. And the only way for true expansion is to do it your own way. So here, Abbey, I encourage people, do it your own way. This is what's working for me. You can try it out yourself if you want to, but you got to find that guidance within yourself and what feels right for you. And there's something about this. They kept showing me what is somebody who feels they have to be a vegan in order to become psychic. That is just like you. It has to be 1, 2, 3. It can't be any other way. I, Abbey, feel like it could be 197,500. It could be any freaking number, because it's an infinite universe. It doesn't have to be definable. It can be anything, because it's all perception. So there isn't only just one way. And so somehow this structure is echoing what reminds me of people who get really stuck in it has to only be this way, and that's not true. It's absolutely not true. You have to go inside your soul and say, okay, soul, what is best for me? What is best for my soul journey? And the soul might tell you that I want you to explore life where you let go of meat. Or it might tell you that I want you to really contemplate the life of an animal and that soul journey, and how difficult and challenging it can be, and how much reverence we can give to that soul for its choices, and how we can give that gift of prayer and love to the food that we eat. So it's teaching you about love in different ways, but it's your soul that has to decide what is best for you, not the world out there. Not all the millions of perceptions out there that say it's this only way. If you want to go on a diet and you go to the library, I tell you, Barnes & Noble has like an entire section about dieting and the perfect diet. Like only meat, or only fruit, or only vegetables and fruit, or, and it's like a million freaking diets out there. And it's like, what is the right one? Oh my God. What is the right way to do my exercises? I don't even know. I'm getting like all the books in the library, I'm like underneath them all, and I feel like my head is like got stars. So we have to go inside our soul here, okay? So there's something about this structure that I can only define as the echo of it has to be only one way, and that's the only way. I don't know why that's the only way I can define it, so I'm just gonna go with that, and we'll see what happens next, okay? The thing is, I feel like you're pretty open-minded, but this is the message I'm supposed to share with you. Okay, this actually, there's something very difficult about this because I see this, particularly the frontal structure is wanting to loosen up and release, but there's parts like little arms or little hands inside that are holding on tight to those cemented posts and just saying you cannot leave. And it's a bunch of children actually, and it's children that are standing up against injustice. This is a very strange image, but I see a reddish glowing light coming in from windows, and there's a big like Nazi symbol picture of Adolf Hitler. The children are standing up for what is right, or they're standing up against what is wrong. However, they're also doing like the Nazi, like where they put the arm up as a symbol of, you know, we choose the Nazi way, but yet they're simultaneously standing up for what is wrong in the world, kind of thing. So it's really strange. It's really strange. It's like they are promoting and demoting, an extreme movement. And their children, lots of children. And these are the hands that are holding on to the posts of this structure. And I'm telling you, this thing goes way back. This thing goes way back. And that's what you're calling me to do, is go look at what is here so we can heal it. And it might look kind of crazy. So let's just keep going forward, okay? The hands don't want to let go, and they're all children. There's one of them in particular is a girl. She's in black and white, but she's wearing a red velvety dress. She's very cute, pretty dress. This might be a really great dress for like a Christmas family picture kind of thing. I just hear the children chanting in a way that is supportive of what is like a Nazi movement. All the while they are sort of standing up for what is wrong in the world. This is complicated. I'm watching the kids go into deeper shadow, and they're becoming hypnotized. At first it seemed like they were going to take it all down, but then they started approving it. And what is wrong with the world is anything but a Nazi movement. So now we continue to support the Nazi movement, and they all turn into a shadow. And the hands are still holding onto the structure. And the little girl doesn't want to speak to me. She looks away from me, and she holds onto the structure as well. She's being a good girl. Good girls hold on to the structure. Bad girls go against supporting this movement. It is very confusing because we're talking about manipulation, brainwashing. And the question is, what is right and what is wrong? Because people who become brainwashed, for instance, I love the word brainwashing because we forget that we can be brainwashed into being loving people. But brainwashing is like a negative thing. So if I were to listen to positive music, watch positive movies, and my children, if we were all just exposed to positive energy and loving pictures of people helping kids and happy kids and all the time, we would be brainwashing ourselves to be Christ consciousness beings by choice. You know, we're brainwashing ourselves by choice because we're just letting ourselves be influenced by the images of love. Okay, so we're just letting it happen, but it's a choice. You know, brainwashing is weird, but in today's society, you know, we know we're getting brainwashed by all the crap out there, the media, the news, the commercials, the products at the store. We're all, women, you're perfect just the way you are. Really? Because it really feels like I need to look like her or her, but not like me. Whatever I look like is not good enough. And all women feel this way. Even super attractive women feel like they're not pretty enough. So we're all getting brainwashed with this weird information on how to love ourselves. And it's like, don't love yourself. That's kind of what the world is. So there's something about brainwashing that says, well, you should love yourself, but how come I feel like I shouldn't? So I'm being brainwashed to be confused about what love is. So here we are. The question is, we're being asked to follow a movement. So the movement is to support a Nazi regime, okay? And so some people really agree with this. Like, they really feel strongly that this is correct. Where a lot of the rest of the world would be like, have you lost your freaking mind? Like, what did you fall off like a cliff and hit your head? Like seriously? Hit your head, like it smashed and you just, what the heck are you thinking? But there's something about what is right and what is wrong, and we're talking about the theme of brainwashing. And the brainwashing is that really an appropriate word? Because brainwashing is a negative thing, but what if we brainwash ourselves into being loving people? Would that be a negative thing? In a weird way, yes, it would, because we're not allowing ourselves to make the free will choice. Brainwashing, actually, it doesn't allow us to make a free will choice. It's manipulating us, making us think we're making the free will choice when all along we were influenced in a certain direction. So it's all messed up. Either way, it's all messed up because the soul needs to choose for itself. And when it's influenced to make that choice, is it choosing for itself, or is some higher power helping it to make a bad choice, but it feels like the right choice? Like, this is a really big theme going on here in this arena of your spiritual atmosphere, and it's quite extraordinary. It's actually really enjoyable for me to examine it because the perspectives are really interesting. Okay, this little girl doesn't want to let go of the structure. Still looking at this, like, we're looking at a huge auditorium of children. They're all getting, there's all a huge black cloud around their heads. And there's a horrible feeling inside their bodies, and they're wondering what love is. All of the hearts of the children are wondering what love is. But they're told that this is what love is. So since this is what love is, this is what you need to align with as what love is. So they're not allowed to actually instinctively do what they feel that love is. They're being called to behave in a certain way, to be in alignment with an idea of what love is. So that here's the food, you eat this food, and then you can grow up healthy and strong. The food is, Nazi is good, everybody else is bad. So there's something about the children are being confused as to what love is. At first they are standing for what love is, and then they're getting lost and being told to follow a different pathway of love. The girl is really concerned because I'm trying to remove this node, this movement, and she is telling me that this is really bad. Please don't go against the Nazis. Don't go against this. I need you to stay with this. Please don't let go of this structure. That is going to be a bad idea. I asked this little girl to just clear her mind for a moment. Let's clear all of those sounds out of there. It's very much so like a lot of echoing Nazi, Adolf Hitler type messages, type noises, type sounds, marching soldiers, like all of these symbolic images. I'm clearing all of that from her atmosphere so she can actually access her soul. Oh my gosh. Her soul is so confused and so lost, and we're talking for lifetimes it has been brainwashed. If you could imagine, Eileen, the entire journey of your soul history on, you could say, planet Earth. Let's just zone into planet Earth because that's what we know. For a very long time, you've been learning through the actions of others and never allowed to discover. It's like other people's free will choices, and you are raised into those free will choices that then become your own. It's like the soul has been exploring what brainwashing is. I even see a baby that comes in as an angel, and mom and dad are teaching the baby right and wrong. And mom and dad know best. And sometimes we see what would be defined as good parents. And these good parents are really insistent that, you need to go to church every Sunday. It's the only way. But they do. They're very generous people. They are very kind to their children. But they have other sides to themselves. And so the child grows up to be just like their parents. Is that a bad thing? Or is that a good thing? What does this angel know about being itself? What has your soul ever known about being itself from the beginning of time? This is hardcore. I'm feeling the intensity in the deepest parts of your soul right now as it's saying, who am I? And it's a very long ways out. It's a very dark journey of self-discovery, and it's painful. And one of the most terrifying and the most amazing aspects of this is the soul will be asking the question, who am I, for all of eternity? Who am I when I incarnate is who I am. And who I am to become is also who I am. And all that I am is a part of all of these experiences that teach me all the different reflections of the infinite oneness. And I learn what it is like to be others, which teaches me more about myself. And only when I access my deep heart do I know truly what my calling is, not based on everybody else's idea of what I should do, but based on my calling within myself. And your deep soul says to follow your calling, not based on what everybody else is doing or everybody else is encouraging, but you must go and follow your calling. And it's the only way to access who you truly are, is not who you think you are, who you've been told that you are. You're given a name at birth, you're told that that is who you are, this name. And you discover what this person is as you live a lifetime. But who are you beyond this person? The energy I feel here is very powerful and very deep. Very intense in the lower gut. It's sort of like right around the belly button region. There's a soul squirm going on here. And we're just stretching and expanding, okay? Your soul is not crying, but your soul feels very deep. And I asked the deep part of your soul about this girl that's holding onto the structure. This is your most wisest part of you. The most deepest part of you that does not become altered by others people's ideas of right and wrong, yes and no. It is beneath the surface of that. This part of yourself is sitting in a deep contemplation, deep evaluation, deep meditation. And it's in the shadow. And the wisdom that comes from here is off the charts. I can't even believe it. It's like the biggest honor to be in a space of this kind. You think it's always in the light, but it's in the dark. I'm waiting for a response about the girl and the structure. The deep part of you says that I need to go deeper than the girl and the structure. And I say I can't imagine a deeper place than here. What else do you have in mind? This wise one shows me 4 distinct pathways, and 2 of them go like up, sort of diagonally upward, and 2 of them go diagonally downward, and they create sort of like a pyramid type shape in their direction. So we could just create a line here, and now it's a little like a triangle or something. And here's like this point. From the deepest place comes out 2 pathways and comes out 2 pathways. A lot of density. So very exhausting to feel this density. So between the pathways, there's actually a stairway that goes down into this depths of darkness. And as much as it goes down, it simultaneously goes up. So as you can see, we have a pathway up and 2 pathways going up, 2 pathways going down. So the stairway that goes down, they alter the perception, the mirror, and now the stairway is actually going up. So what is going down is also going up at the exact same time. So when you go down like into chaos, your vibration is actually going up into love. Would be a very understandable way to explain this to a human being. So down means like into darkness. Simultaneously, you're actually expanding into the light. So you're going up into the light at the exact same time that you go down into darkness. And most souls don't realize that in the most extreme experiences, their soul is in the highest places of light and love through the most extreme and dark, tormenting experiences. And so this deep wise one is wanting me to see that this girl who is in fear, who is being transformed in her perception of what love is her soul is being challenged. And this challenge, this fear is also creating an opposing beautiful element, a beautiful reflection simultaneously. What always the opposite is taking place. And the wise one is sort of giggling and a little smiling and clapping because what is the opposite exactly? So now suddenly this fragment of this girl having this experience is simultaneously having an opposing experience that is really bright on a different side of brainwashing. Simultaneously on the other side is having this experience. Simultaneously over here is this, and now it becomes like like an echoing broken mirror of all these fragmented pieces of the exact same experience, but had in like 1,000 an infinite number of different ways, all simultaneously happening. And it creates a spiral effect, like a circular spiral. It's kind of cool because the pieces are actually kind of like triangular. because they have like a point and then they come out and then there's a line. So it's like an actual, like you could imagine a rounded mirror, and then it has like a nucleus and all these little broken pieces, but it spirals around and around and around into the infinite vastness. And so this sort of dark experience is actually having a simultaneously light experience, while the dark experience was never dark in the first place. It always was light. But everything is happening all at one time. This is like a super huge deal. And this wise one is smiling because to pull all the pieces back together again, they already were together. They feel like they weren't because they got lost in the experience, but really they were always a part of the connection. So there's something to how I am going to magically bring all these pieces back together again. There's something to it. So in one version, it's like fragmenting pieces with fear, but it's also everything is already put back together again. So let's continue to learn here. I love this wise one because the seriousness is starting to do the opposite, which is starting to get giddy, childlike, silly, happy, kind of full of laughter. The wise one was serious, kind of like a dark, menacing, like a cloaked figure. And then you can't see the face because it's hiding in the shadow, you know. And then the opposite is like a little girl, a sparkling little like fairy girl or something. But she doesn't have any wings, but she has like these sparkly tap dancing shoes, and she's sort of like in the air, and she's like, I don't know, it's almost like she's clapping her feet at the same time as she's like doing some like jazz hands, but they're all like yay, happy, like the complete opposite of this like serious emanation. She is super giddy, sparkly, sparkle dress, happiness, laughter. So, oh gosh, is it cute. This is tough though too. There's something tough about this too. And I feel it in my gut region again, right around the belly button. A little bit of dizziness going on here, energy movement kind of coming up the back of the spine and then the neck and then going around the head region. And a longing to just be whole again, to feel oneness again. Longing to be free to be myself. The question is, who am I? Who am I? The soul is really kind of feeling a lot here. So there's just kind of a lot of movement going on in the soul right now, as it's just like really feeling a lot right now. A lot of longing. I gotta just allow it to kind of keep doing its thing until it can kind of breathe a little more here. Telling the soul it's okay to breathe here, because your soul is moving right now. It's moving. It's actually really excited with anticipation, is really overwhelmed with fear at the same time, for what it means to be new. Because who am I is also becoming new all the time, and this is a big newness for you. I mean, we're looking at a big newness for you. So both are happening at the same time. Everything is resting right now. Everything is relaxed. Everything is patient. Something is definitely energetically happening. I feel it in the heart portal expansion. Feel like a rumbling earthquake going on deep down inside. There's a lot of soul movement. The soul is seriously ready. Your soul is seriously ready to actually, like a firework, but I mean it's on the serious side, where the firework is excitement, celebration. It's like, I'm freaking serious. I am seriously ready to expand right now. I mean, it's very serious. It's like the firework is going, it's lit, it's ready to go. But this is serious expansion here. The soul is so ready for serious expansion here. Okay, I'm returning to the original image with what is kind of like a feminine curvature, but it's more circular now with the belly button in the center. It's more like a circle image. And I see like vibrations of movements that go in and out of like the circle in the center. You feel the soul deep down inside. And the soul actually is saying, I want to bring all of my hurt and all of my pain back into the light. I'm ready, 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 like a million times over, a million times over, a million times over. There's some sort of portal or gateway opening up on this day today that is actually assisting with your soul's request to have this experience. This is actually a very powerful day to do a request of this kind. I'm actually really feeling this here. All I could describe is there's a portal or a gateway between a dimension of separation, dimension of challenge, chaos, learning, and wisdom, which is also extremely beautiful, and a dimension of absolute and utter healing of all chaos. And it's a gateway, so both sides are connected. There's chaos and there's love, and everything is ready that has been in suffering is ready to go to the other side, to rest and rejuvenate. And we're talking a lot going on here, but it's complicated because even lifetimes of love, we're still distracting from the deep soul essence. And encouraging behaviors that were, they're good family members, but there were other aspects that were questionable in the behavior. Like there's something about the energy of the way that we were processing life and even what would be good lifetimes. Because the soul gets distorted and the soul gets confused, and we'll go back to loving brainwashing and negative, evil brainwashing. So like really which is bad or which is good, that's the question. We still come from a history of Christianity that says persecution is good. Judgment is good. But nobody wins. Like, not even when we judge and persecute ourselves do we win. Nobody wins with judgment and persecution. But yet, that is pious. That is a pious pathway right there. So there's something here about the soul's extraordinarily dynamic learning about what the idea of right and wrong, the idea of judgment, persecution, love, forgiveness, the idea of all of these experiences that could be good or bad, and then bad that is also good, and good that is also bad, and there's all this is all intermixing, and we're talking about so many identities, so many identities, and so that means all the identities actually need to be purified in the light to reconcile all the learning, actually reconcile all of it, the good and the bads, the bad and the good, everything, because there is no such thing as good or bad. There's only the experience, and the experience is purely blessed. All of them are. So I see this extraordinary spiral of the lifetimes that we saw, these ancient wise one, and we're bringing this spiral up into through this gateway here, into this other side. Man, the spiral goes for a very long time. Oh, man. There's a lot of energy shifting going on here. A lot of movement, a lot of soul movement going on here, a lot of density. Because this is powerful, deep-rooted stuff. This is very powerful, deep-rooted stuff. And it's something kind of like, could you imagine having like a really long worm in your intestine, and then you're like mortifying as you're watching somebody like pull the freaking thing out, and you're like, oh my God, but there's still more. It's like freaking me out right now. This spiral, it's like, it's so freaking long. How much longer is it? It's like kind of terrifying because it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like the thread just keeps coming and keeps coming and keeps coming. All these lifetime, all these personalities, all these identities, all this stuff. And it's a spiral, you know, it's not just a straight line, it's a spiral. It is so much. And all these little fragmented, mirrored pieces of parts of the identity. It's unbelievably long. It's unbelievably, like, a lot. Let's just say it's a lot of reconciling. And again, they're showing me that some of these we would define as really, really wonderful, good lifetimes, but those too have to be reconciled. Everything needs to be reconciled. And what we would define as, you know, like a going into a lifetime where it is good to, you know, worship Hitler kind of thing. And that would have been fine. That was actually the right idea. That was the right thing to do. And it was thought and it was perceived to be good. And so there's something about what truly is good or bad. It's only an experience. It's all an experience of discovery of what, discovery of the experience itself, and then reconciling that. So this massive timeline, I mean, where does this begin? I don't even have an answer to that question. It's just an unbelievably massive timeline, and it's going into the light, okay? Going through this portal of chaos, which is love, which is total love over here, and then going into reconciliation, like reconciliation and like love of a kind that is just like gratitude, reverence, holiness, all that, reconciling all of it. Oh gosh, is it a lot? It's so exciting. It's like, wow, a million times wow. Oh gosh, wow. It's unbelievable for me to experience it. It's super amazing, super amazing. You have so much to be proud of, Eileen. Oh my gosh, you ever. And the cool thing about this is a reflection of you, but this is every single one of us is also got this going on. We're all this. We are all so like this. But your lifetimes are so, you know, these are your unique experiences that you're giving as a gift to all of us. So we too can experience them with you. It's fascinating, phenomenal. It's just unbelievable. The wise one and sort of this deep ancient wise one serious side is still in that space. And while this super silly, giddy, feet clapping one is like levitating above this dark one, and is silly and laughing and just so happy, so happy, so happy. Loves everything. Even hugs this sort of serious, this sort of in the shadow cloaked figure, you know, it's like loves this in the shadow cloaked figure, kisses this one on the face. And the seriousness of this cloaked figure is in reverence of the brighter one. It's like the light and the dark sides of yourself. It's really powerful. Really powerful. And that's part of it, because I see these two are now choosing to merge together, the light and the dark sides to merge together. Because this big strand of incarnations, like all these are being reconciled in the light, and so the dark and the light sides that became separated are now given the blessing to merge together into oneness. And this too is for all of us. So Abbey and all those who are watching, like it's time for us. We are visualizing the gateway for our own soul's journey. We are allowing our own timeline to enter into the light and into the reconciliation. And we are allowing our dark and light sides to merge into a harmonic balance of the reconciliation itself, into a transformation, into a powerful new expression of identity. I mean, this is big. This is big deal. You don't have to live by structure anymore, because that's actually when those two merged, everything is like a huge clapping noise, and everything is reconciled, so you don't have to live by structure anymore. Everything is just, even the image where we were holding on to it, the girl, those pieces, like it doesn't even compute anymore because we don't have to hold on to structure, so we aren't structure. We are infinitely accessing all. We're infinitely accessing all. So there is no structure to that. There only is the experience of it. So that image of holding on to is just zero. It just doesn't compute. We're basically, the new image is, what is the nucleus of light, and all the spiral comes together in what is an orb or sphere of infinite layers and numbers of mirrored reflections of all of your lifetimes, and they're all working in harmonic balance with each other. Every single lifetime has been reconciled and working within harmonic balance of each other, and this nucleus light on the center is just emanating the light and the reverence and the love to all those lifetimes. And it's the dark and the light side of yourself blended together in oneness that creates this spectacular light. It's really beautiful. Holy smokes. Wow. This orb here is being actually gravitating, I would have suspected, into the heart. But it gravitates towards the belly button, like the mid-gut region is going into there. I'm going to experience it going into there. It's asking me to look at the original image where, but the image was sort of like a feminine torso kind of thing, but it's just turning into, what is a circle with a spot, okay? But I want to just see what happens if I put this image of the sphere of all the lifetimes in balance and all that into this image. I want to just see what happens. It actually is absorbing anything that hasn't been cleared out as of yet. So it's actually pulling it all into itself. It's like absorbing it all. And it's working as one mind, even though it's a collective mind. All the collective parts of the soul are working together in unison to comprehend the next step on the soul journey. And it's working with the I am. The question of who am I is no longer necessary to ask that question, because I am whole is the answer. And I am all the parts of the I am. I am all the parts of the I am. All has been reconciled, and I am whole. I am in oneness. The thing is it's not for me to decide where this extraordinary ball of information it's like it's not for me to say where it should go next or what it should do. Everything feels complete, actually, because I feel like there is influence or inspiration to have an experience with everybody together. And it could choose to go into happiness or go into darkness, into chaos or into love. But it feels like it's gravitating toward the sound of laughter. And it shows me an echo of an idea of the collective. The collective souls are laughing and sharing an idea about a baby going on an Easter egg hunt. What is like a 1-year-old who's learned how to walk and is finding Easter eggs in the tall grasses, and the experience of it is so wonderful. It's really wonderful to find another hidden egg, and to discover what is inside that hidden egg is even more glorious, and it's just exciting. All the while, at the exact same time, this little one feels in an extremely opposite experience. In the joy, it experiences the feeling of not being able to find what it is looking for. So now two new experiences have taken place simultaneously. One is positive and one we would define as not negative, as chaos and love. And the journey begins anew, or the journey begins all over again, or, so there's something of this kind. And what do we make of life now? We make of life as a balance of experiences that are for the expansion of the soul, and all are a gift. I actually experienced this orb now going from the tummy area all the way up, and then up again. Here's the heart, up into the throat here, up into like the third eye, and then above the head actually, and it becomes suspended here like an extraordinary ball of light, a huge, enormous sphere, energetic ball of light, suspended above the head, super bright, super lovely. And you feel aware. You feel aware. And you tell God, is there any hope of me getting to remain in the joy of being one and finding an Easter egg? I'd rather not have to now endure a lifetime where I cannot find what I'm looking for and I'm feeling sorrow. Can't I be free of the dark and the light? Can't I just enjoy just the light, or just enjoy just the love? It's the God consciousness, the one consciousness, becomes a spiral within itself. And it actually comes a spiral into this orb of light and into your mental body is what it's like. But it's your soul. It's kind of coming into your soul. It's activating all these energetic parts of yourself that are in communication. And I just see that this light is pulling you up into what is like God's arms, and is holding you. It is asking you to let go of concern. And it smiles at you. And it says thank you to your soul. Embrace the moments of today, each and every one of them. They are all gifts. Every one of the moments are all gifts. He's proud to see he, as God emanation, I experience as male, is proud to see you having conquered so much, so many experiences. You have so much to be proud of. It's amazing. It's beautiful. He breaks down the orb, and I see the light essence of the balance, dark and the light sides, gravitating up to the Spirit of God, so to speak, and entering the heart of God. And in the heart of God, you experience warmth and love and rejuvenation, and letting go of the need for the opposing mirror. And you're allowed to rest. It's amazing because all that you are is the light, is the love. Wow. It was pretty amazing. I'm just in a space of what would be where we started in darkness and the wisdom in darkness. We are now starting in the light and the wisdom in the light. And it is bright and it is warm and it is wise. And it is peaceful. And it shows me that the dark and the light are in oneness with each other. That the light could be the dark and the dark could be the light. And they work together in the spiral of time and the reconciliation of all experiences and the balance of the dark and light sides of the soul working together in oneness. It's very freeing for the senses. Wow. It's pretty intense. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect now. This is taking a little bit of time to properly disconnect here because that was quite a deep and powerful, extraordinary experience. So I'm just still pulling myself back into myself. And I'm still working on that here. Yeah, okay. I feel disconnected now from you. I feel a lot more like myself. All right. I want to thank you big time, Eileen, for such a really beautiful, powerful, enlightening, transformative experience for all of us. And I know that this energy work is going right into the deepest parts of your soul. And there's going to be a lot of transformation that you're going to experience as the days pass. I don't know if you might feel, I don't know if you're going to, you might feel this right away, or it might start, it's so deep. I mean, I'm going so deep here that it might just suddenly hit you like 24 hours later kind of thing, or it could hit you right away. Everybody processes energy work differently, but this here is going to be a lifetime gift. Like every session's always a lifetime gift, but because we're going so deep into the soul, I mean, we're talking about lifetimes, like really huge, big deal energy gift. It's a powerful thing to choose to reconcile all your past lives, all your soul fragments. It's like a really powerful choice. It's a life-changing choice. Amazing time to do it as well. All right. Thank you again. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.